Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. The brave man is not the one who has no fears. He is the one who triumphs over his fears. Those who conduct themselves with morality, integrity, and consistency need not fear the forces of inhumanity and cruelty. There are few misfortunes in this world that you cannot turn into a personal triumph if you have the iron will and the necessary skill. We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in any society, a life free from violence and fear. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's inspiring others to move beyond it. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do. I like friends who have independent minds because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. It always seems impossible until it's done. Many people in this country have paid the price before me, and many will pay the price after me. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Money won't create success. The freedom to make it will. It is in the character of growth that we should learn from both pleasant and unpleasant experiences. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. A good head and good heart are always a formidable combination. But when you add to that a literate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Money won't create success. The freedom to make it will. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. As I have said, the first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do. It is said that no one truly knows a nation until one has been inside its jails. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Live life as though nobody is watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. I hate race discrimination most intensely, and in all its manifestations. I have fought it all during my life. I fight it now, and will do so until the end of my days. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. We must use time creatively and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. There is a universal respect and even admiration for those who are humble and simple by nature and who have absolute confidence in all human beings, irrespective of their social status. I have never cared very much for personal prizes. A person does not become a freedom fighter in the hope of winning awards. I never lose. I either win or learn. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden, but never extinguished. I learned that to humiliate another person is to make him suffer an unnecessarily cruel fate. Even as a boy, I defeated my opponents without dishonoring them. Although I am a gregarious person, I love solitude even more. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Where you stand depends on where you sit. Nothing is black or white. Great peacemakers are all people of integrity, of honesty, but humility. Freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Know your enemy and learn about his favorite sport. Keep your friends close and your rivals even closer. It is not where you start, but how high you aim that matters for success. Men have different capacities and react differently to stress, but the stronger ones raised up the weaker ones, and both became stronger in the process. You will achieve more in this world through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution. Tread softly, breathe peacefully, laugh hysterically. When a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. Difficulties break some men, but make others. No axe is sharp enough to cut the soul of a sinner who keeps on trying, one armed with the hope that he will rise even in the end. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's inspiring others to move beyond it. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. Overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity. It is an act of justice. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.